Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. The first time I tried to come in, it did not fully connect me. So I had to go back out and try it again. And this time I connected. You know, this technology, sometimes it works like garbage. But I'm glad you're all here. I don't know about you, but I always get excited about the Passover. To me, this is a very exciting time of the year. And when you reflect back on where it came from, just starting with the book of Exodus and then going through the book of Number. And it's just amazing, the whole story. And I'm going to tell y'all something. And I think I did a video on this, but it was, oh man, it's been a long, long time. Now, some of you may have known or you heard me say that I read the Bible 4 times. Well, it took my third time to pick up on the tablet that he gave to Moses. Now, we always hear it's a stone tablet. It's a stone tablet. So in your mind, you're thinking just some ordinary stone. And I started thinking about that and I said, why would our Heavenly Father use just some ordinary stone to put such an important thing on there, which is the 10 Commandments? The third time I read the Bible, it clicked. And I want y'all to look this up yourself. All right? I want you to look what I'm telling you up yourself. The stone tablets were made out of sapphire. The Most High, his throne and the stones all around him are in sapphire. He took a piece of his throne, which was sapphire, and it talks about this. And he gave Moses the 10 Commandments. And the first 2 times I read the Bible, it went right over my head. The third time I read the Bible, I caught it. That's when I guess I slowed down enough to catch it, and it blew me away. I was like, I knew it couldn't have been just regular stone. And you can even find replicas of it. If you type in sapphire 10 Commandments, people even make replicas of it and they sell it. And it was like that third time. I guess I just needed that third run through, and that's when I caught it, and that was so exciting, and it was the first time in my life, because even when I was in church, the few times our pastor would talk about it, he would always just refer to it as stone tablet. And even when you watch the 10 Commandments, they just show Moses with a fake stone tablet, right? But when you read the book, it was so much more than that. So not only did we get the 10 Commandments given to our people, but the most special part of it all was that came from the throne of our Father. Boy, you can't get more special than that. Okay, you can't get more special than that. So it was beautiful. When you look at the replicas out there, it must have been beautiful what Moses had at that time. It had to be. It had to be. So, some people wanted me to talk about Passover. I looked on the calendar this year. Y'all, do you know this is my 12th Passover? This is the 12th one I'm doing. I came into the truth 12 years ago. And my first attempt to make a lamb's leg, I'm not going it was okay. But I realized that, I needed to do a better job in baking it. And I did learn over, time, and sauteing it and everything. And I actually got my lamb this past weekend. I got it. And I was able to get it from BJ's. BJ's had everything. They had the ground lamb, they had the lamb chops, they had the leg of lamb without the bone, boneless, and they had it with the bone. They had everything in there. So I was able to get my lamb. I hope all of you will be able to get yours or already have it. Um, Now I'm doing mine according to the Enoch calendar, which is Wednesday evening into Thursday. Now, some people that do Sabbath on Saturdays, then, this coming Saturday would be the time for you to do your Passover. If you happen to miss it, there's a second one in April that you can do as well. So there's two of them actually. So if you missed the first one, you can always do the second one. Or for one reason or another, you don't have lamb and you're not able to get it, then perhaps you can do the second one in April. But I love this time of the year. I love the story of the Exodus. There are many things in there that I love. And I also love it in the book of Jasher. I love it in there because it gives so much more detail. And it's just for me to dedicate that day to my Heavenly Father. I look forward to it. I love the book of Numbers. I love Leviticus, where it goes over so many of our laws and bylaws and goes over our dietary laws. I love listening to all of that. I really do. And listening to it, I was also able over the years to pick up on some things I was doing wrong. And I had to realize, okay, I can't do that, you know? And I think um, one thing about reading the Bible, you pick up so much each and every time. You know what I picked up the fourth time I read the Bible? The fourth time I read the Bible, I picked up on the Most High don't want women to braid our hair. Do you know that? Go in there and look. I didn't pick up that until the fourth run through, but I'm going to read it again. I do want to do a whole run through again. We're not supposed to braid our hair. I know that's shocking to a lot of people. It's like, okay, well, what do I do? He doesn't want us braiding our hair. And it tells you over and over, don't braid your hair. So a lot of times what I do, I'll wash it and dry and I'll pin my hair into a bun. And I wear my hair natural. Sometimes I'll just wear it as all big and everything on my head, 'cause, this is in a natural state. Yes, go in there and read my Hebrew women. I think that's a really important thing. No, you can still do protective styles, and we can talk about that. If the ladies want to get together and we talk about that, among the women, I'll be more than happy to set that up and we can talk about that. But no, you can still do protective styles. So don't believe for one moment that you can't. Okay? You can still do it. And my ladies, my queens in here, just know you ain't gonna have to worry about that. When we get in the kingdom, you'll probably have hair down to your behind then. But under the curses, you just don't have that. But when we get in the kingdom, the majority of our women are gonna have hair down to your behind. Okay. It ain't gonna look anything like your hair does here in the Gentile world. All right. Yeah, you can still do twist. Yes. You know, but we'll talk about that. And I mean, like I said, I can do one for ladies and we can go over some of the things that he wants from women. So, and there's a reason for that. And it's because of the Gentile women, and we can get into that. So maybe another time, sometime real soon, we'll do one just for the women. We'll do a live stream just for our ladies. Mhm. Yeah, and you stay being a twist expert. Okay, you keep that on the back burner. So, so when you prepare your meal, remember you have to have the lamb, the bitter herb, and just look at the list of bitter herbs out there. There are so many. If you want romaine lettuce is listed as a bitter herb, and there's many other things you can use. Okay. And your unleavened bread. So that's what you need for your meal. Yeah, we're going to go over all of that. If I do a live stream for the women, I'll show you the scriptures and everything. And let me tell you, y'all, it's like when you go through it, it's a positive thing because a lot of the scriptures, but it's also positive because there's always something new jumping out at you each time you read it. And I think it's supposed to be that way, and because then you don't grow bored of the book. Like you can grow bored of some certain books, like I already know that story. I don't need to see that or read it. Where it's not something you grow bored with because it is so much in there. It's almost like, okay, I didn't catch that the first time, but the second time I caught this, and then the third time I caught this, and then the fourth time I caught this. And I love that. I love that about the book. That's why I will never get tired of it. So you want to prepare your lamb. Now, I have to tell you, lamb tastes off the hook if you saute it. I don't know how many of you have sauteed your lamb. It is so good when you saute it. I'm just telling you. It is like, I remember the first year I had Passover, I baked it. It was good, but in comparison to sauteing it, yeah, the saute version is way better, And if you got those cast iron frying pans, man, the cast iron just does the trick. It really does. Rojo, thank you for the super chat. I know about masa, but is there any unleavened uh name out there? Well, yeah, what you need to do, you can get the crackers, okay? You can get flatbread, anything that's not a rising type bread. That's what you can have. You can have anything like that, okay? Just no leavened bread. And if you got leavened bread, you got to get all of that out of your house before the Passover. Now, this past weekend, I spent time getting my leavened bread out of the house. So right now, I officially have none in my house. I like to get mine out days ahead of the Shabbat and of the Sabbath. I like to get it out because I just don't want it here. Remember, you're doing a double holiday. You're doing your Sabbath and you're doing Passover at the same time. So it's like a double holiday. So if you did not get that out of your house, you must get the leavened bread out of your house completely. You know, and mine is already out there. My trash day is tomorrow, so it'll be officially gone from around my property. So that is a very important part that you must take care of. Mhm. Oh, yeah, yeah, grilling is great. I mean, you can put lamb on your grill. That is good. Mhm. Yeah, Rojo, I hear you. I had to too. I had to throw one loaf of bread I didn't even touch. It killed me, but I threw it away because I said, "You know what? We don't do Passover for but once a year." I mean, I hate throwing it away, but this is for our heavenly Father, so I'm not going to worry about it. There's more loaves of bread in the world I can buy once this is over. Now, also remember, we got to go through a week of unleavened bread. All right. You can go through a week of one right after Passover is our unleavened bread. So you got to do that for one full week. No, no type of bread with leaven in your house for that week. Mhm. I mean, you do what you need to do, but just make sure you get it out of your house. You know, and really what you do is when you get closer and closer to Passover, don't buy so much bread. Buy less bread, especially the weeks leading up to it. That way, when the time comes, you don't have a lot to throw away. Mhm. You know what, MC2, the X project, a lot of people are. It's getting bad out here again, y'all. Or, with that thing we can't talk about, it's getting bad with that again. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to get more, and I said this before, and I actually want to start this week. I want to get more into our health and keeping ourselves healthy. And for my brothers and sisters that might have some weight on you, we're going to talk about getting that weight off and keeping it off for the rest of your life. And I'm dead serious about that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into things that you can do not only to get your weight down, but to keep it off forever. I mean, it's not unusual for, especially as you start aging, you'll start putting the weight on because some people, your metabolism slows down. And that doesn't mean that you got to live out the rest of your life unhealthy. You can get healthy and stay healthy and strong and keep your muscles and your bone density as you age. So you're always going to be mobile and up and walking around. So I'm going to show you something that I have been doing over the last few years, and it has kept my weight off. And it will do the same for you too. And we will talk about using like certain things, and you can use it on a regular or just a few times a week. So we'll get heavily into that and get yourself into shape. We got to be war ready for the Most High, not war ready for Ukraine and Russia. We don't care about that. That is not our issue. And we don't start wars. We haven't started one war in all of these centuries. Rojo, would you consider doing a daily prayer in the AM? I could use that. I do my benediction prayers. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, we can definitely consider it. You know, I do my own prayers on the regular. I pray a couple of times a day. It is just something I naturally do. Now, some people may just do it in the morning or you may do it at night. I actually pray throughout the day, and I'm just comfortable doing that. Now, if you go Isaiah, if you go according to Enoch calendar, it's Wednesday evening into Thursday. If you go by the Gregorian calendar, where you do your Sabbath on Saturday, it would be this coming Saturday. So you the same time you would start your Sabbath, you would start your Passover. So you would actually be doing both your Sabbath and your Passover. Thank you, James Richardson, for the super sticker. All right. So if you're normally doing Shabbat Saturday, you would do your Passover starting this Saturday too. And then remember, right after Passover, we go into our unleavened bread for a week. You know what I do? I usually when I do my Passover, I listen to the book of Exodus. Just as a reminder, because that's where our Passover came out of. That came out of that book. I love that book. I do, especially when the Most High started raining his vengeance down on those Egyptians. I love it. I love it. And I think about that, especially in these times, on what he's going to bring to these Gentiles, because man, you can best believe it's going to be treacherous. And you see, they're not holding up well at all. I mean, it's like since that stuff started with Ukraine and Russia, they can't think about nothing else. It is really, really getting to them big time. No, Passover is one day. And then right after that, you go into your week of unleavened bread. But Passover is just one day. It don't last a few days. Mhm. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too, Esther. Different exercises. The one I'm gonna show you, even somebody in their wheelchair can do this. And even if you want to sit and do your exercise, you'll be able to sit and still get good benefit from the exercise. So it doesn't matter if you are a person that's mobile and you can move around, or you're somebody in a wheelchair, this will still benefit you. And we'll talk deeply about it, I promise you. This is a very special time that we're going in. I mean, look at what's going on every day in this world. Boy, it is an incredible time to be alive right now and witness the things that we are looking at on a regular basis. And yes, I saw somebody wrote Will Smith. I did see all of that happen. I'm not big on celebrity news. Yes, it was astonishing, but y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. My husband has gotten into fights over me, and I'm not saying that you just don't know how he was feeling at that particular time, but you can tell he was upset. And when they panned the camera to Jada, she was upset. And I think he just reacted. You know, it could have been worse if Chris would have took a swing back on him. I mean, you could have been looking at an all-out fight, but he didn't fight back. He really didn't. But there's a story out that said they made amends at the after party. So, hey. Yeah. Yeah. I just I didn't want to get heavily into that, only because I really don't do a lot of celebrity news at all, you know? I mean, I guess I could speak on it, I could understand. Some people, you don't want to see that kind of stuff, but Look, a man is going to defend his wife. And, I notice a lot of people on Twitter were dragging him and saying he shouldn't have done this and shouldn't have done that. But the bottom line is a man is going to defend his wife. At least a decent man is going to defend his wife. Yeah, I knew someone that met Chris Rock, and they said he really wasn't nice. He was kind of nasty. But this was years ago. I would say it was like back in maybe early 2000s. I knew someone that met him, and they said he was kind of nasty. Wasn't a very nice person at all. A lot of women, believe it or not, a lot of women, suffer from that alopecia. It's more common than you think. In fact, the last time I went to a hair salon to get my hair done, there was a woman in there and she had it. She had it. And they had put she got a weave put in. She really didn't have hair around her sides and in the back of her head. She had a little bit of hair, but on top of her head, she had some hair. So they pretty much worked with that. And actually, when she left, it looked very beautiful. It did. I mean, you could hardly tell it was not her hair. They did a real good job. And a lot of these salons are really specialized in that. So you don't have to walk around and look bad because you have that, or you can do what Jada's doing, just keep your hair cut real short and, a short cropped haircut like she does. But it's very common. I have seen, um, I've seen many women, especially around where I am with it. Yeah. That's why a lot of times when people are highly critical of women wearing weaves and stuff, sometimes you don't know why that woman got it on. you know, Sometimes they do have those kind of issues and that's why they're wearing it. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, it does happen. And usually that's hereditary. If you see people with it, it runs in their family, you know. Some women are really good at pulling off those short cropped haircuts. They just got the face for it, and it looks good on them. I know. No, it really is not that bad. I know it sounds worse than what it is, but Davita, it really isn't that bad. That's why I said, I think maybe I'll do a live stream for the women and we can talk about these things. But you can actually make it without braiding your hair. I know it may sound crazy because so many people are used to doing that, but you really can. Yeah, yeah, usually it runs in the family when you see women with that. And look, we done been through so much hell in this country. I'm surprised there's not more women walking around with it, to be honest with you. I'm surprised it's not more women. Mhm. You know, well, I mean, it happens. Well, in my family, it doesn't, but I know a few people that said it run in their families, among the women, it's sad because in this society, it's okay for a man to be bald, but if a woman is bald, that can be a pretty deep thing for a woman. Mhm. Chebe powder? So what about my chebe powder? Oh, okay. I don't use that. I tried the chebe powder, Davita. I didn't like how gritty it made my hair feel. So what I use is the rice water. And I don't like the bad smell, so what I do is I use some strong peppermint tea, and then I let the rice ferment in that, and that's how I make my rice water. But the chebe, it was okay, but I like I said, I don't like that gritty feel in my hair, so I stopped using it. I think I used it maybe 2 or 3 times, and then after that, I couldn't deal with it anymore. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, Zakiya, it is part of a curse. It really is. It really is. You know, back when I was in high school, there was a book I read, and it was saying, when the women were taken into captivity, they did have a lot of hair, but the enemy hacked it all off. But they said our women had plenty of hair around that time when they were taken into captivity, but they cut all of their hair off. The majority of them had their hair cut off. Mhm. Yeah, everybody got their remedies for this. But, like I said, I'll try to pick a day and we'll just do maybe like a Hebrew woman's live stream, and everything will be geared towards the women. Yeah, it is. Hair loss is a curse. It is, you know, and it's not like they have gone above and beyond to put the best products out for us, because there's a lot of products out here for our hair, but all of those products are not good. They're not good. Mhm. Yeah, Miss Ebby. You put everything you could possibly do to your head. She got weaves, relaxers, perms, jerry curls. Yeah, you know. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of products, and many of them have never been good for our hair that's out here. And, it's just like anything else. It's a lot of people that are not part of our culture are the ones making and selling these products to us. And that makes all the difference in the world too, you know? You're talking about aloe vera? Yeah, I've used aloe before. Yeah, you can use that on your skin and hair. Another thing you can use that's really good for your skin and hair is rose water. I don't know if any of you have had that, but rose water is good for your skin, and it's also good for your hair. And you can make your own rose water. All you need to do is get a rose and put the petals in water, and just slowly. You don't want to boil it. You don't want a fast boil, but you want to gradually make the water hot, and then you can take it and transfer it into a bottle. It's real easy to make. Plus, I like the smell of the rose water. I really love the smell. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, Esther, that's true. Like I said, when I read that book many years ago, I was still a teenager, and it was saying how, the women did have a lot of hair. Some of them had, hair that went past their buttock. But when they went into captivity, all of their hair got taken off. They cut all of their hair off. So, it's not like we've had a whole history of not having hair. We got a long history of having plenty of hair on our head, and that's going to all come back as we get closer and closer to the kingdom. All of the things that were taken away, you're going to get back. And most of our women are going to be walking around with plenty of hair on our head once we get back in the kingdom. You ain't gonna have any more hair problems. That'll be in the rear view mirror forever. Well, for men, Sean, for men, it is a curse. It's not good for a man to be walking around with hair down to his waist. Okay, that's what they're talking about. But the women can have that. The men, no. Yeah. We're going to be going back to the way we did things. I really believe the way we're doing things now is not the way our forefathers did things when it comes down to our hair. I don't think we're doing it the same way that they did it, but all of that'll come back to us. In this society, it's just like when you walk in the store, there are so many products. I don't really believe our forefathers used that many products on their hair. I really don't. All of these gadgets and everything, this straighten your hair, this flat irons your hair, and this does this, and this blow dry your hair. And, I don't think they did all of that stuff. I really don't. Yeah. I mean, locks look good. I got cousins that have locks, and locks look good, especially if you take care of them. But if you gonna let it go and it looks like a hot mess on your head, you know, you know, but for the most part, most of our people do a good job in taking care of their locks. They do. I would say the vast majority of the people that got them do take good care of them. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. And I got, like I said, I got several cousins that got locks. When I see them, their locks always look good. I don't understand what you're asking me. Question: How do you feel about the new judge? Oh, you're talking about the. I did a video on that. You're talking about Katanji, Judge. You're talking about her, right? Yeah, I mean, look, she doesn't have a good track record. when it comes down to dealing with her own people in court, she screwed over people that look just like her. So, but that is the kind of person Joe Biden is looking for. Okay. They want anybody that's not going to be in lockstep with their own people. That's how it is. But I, um, I'm not hopeful that she's going to change anything by being on the Supreme Court. That's how I feel. Okay. She's not going to change a thing for us. Life is not going to get better because she's sitting there, just like it didn't get better because Clarence Thomas, good for nothing behind, is sitting there. I mean, he's been on there for decades now. And what good has that done us? None. None. Clarence Thomas, oh man. I don't know what's worse, him or that old ugly behind wife he got. No, you're right, True Royal. She ain't no damn good. Well, and also MC, too, she's married to a white man. And see, all of the candidates were. And all of them had a background of, weren't they all from, like, they were not foundational Black Americans. They were from the islands. So they look for a specific type. All right. They don't want anybody that's down with their own people in our community. They don't want that. Mhm. Yeah, that's all they really want. All right, y'all. I'm not going to keep you long. So, when the Passover come, I just hope everybody, wherever you are enjoying it. I love the Passover. I love that day. It just feels good. But I can't wait for us to gather and do it in the kingdom. We don't even know what it's like to gather for these holy holidays. And boy, I want to know what that's like. I do. I just want to feel it. I want to see my people. I want us to be in the kingdom rejoicing this time of the year and just enjoy being around each other. I mean, we've been so spread out all over this world, and we have not even had an opportunity to get to know each other. And I look forward to that. I look forward to it so much. So, again, enjoy your Passover and your Shabbat. It should be a glorious day. You know, hopefully, this will be the last few that we have in the Gentile world. Leading into the future, we'll have these in our kingdom. And I can't wait. So, everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. It is freezing here. I don't know where you are. It's freezing. It's only in the 30s today, and we're going down to 19 tonight. It is freezing. So I hope it's warmer than where I am because it really sucks to go from 70 something degrees and now you're in the 30s. I hate that, all the instability in the spring. So just be on the lookout for my videos, everybody. You're in Jersey too. Poor you. Poor you. Oh, you had snow? Esther, where are you? It's hot in Louisiana. Yeah. 70s in Orlando. 70s and 80s in California. Okay. Yeah, I heard, California, aren't y'all going through a heat wave? At least, some parts of it is 80s. Okay. Snow in Michigan. Oh man. Snowed in Maryland this morning. Ah man. No, it's just cold here. No snow though. No snow. We had snow. I'm in Philly. Okay. Atlanta 70. Yeah, that's where most of my family is on my mother's side. It rained where you are, True Royal. Oh, all right, y'all. May the Most High keep his strongest hedge of protection around you. May the angels keep you safe from any harm that can come from this Gentile world. Shalom, family.